You go on to tell a weak man that you have a skincare routine, and he stares at you and calls you a girl. He thinks looking good and taking care of himself is feminine. All in the meanwhile, he's lonely and crusty. Nobody dares to step within 3 feet of him because of his body odor, making his stained teeth and dirty fingernails the least of his problems. So, I think that there's a whole stigma in today's generation that looking good and smelling good is quite feminine, and quite frankly, that's completely the opposite. I think that looking good, feeling good, smelling good, and just being in good hygienic order is essential towards being attractive, whether it's to attracting girls or whether it's to just creating sales, because the more professional and the more clean that you look, the more inept you are to gravitate respect and attention. And that's why today I want to go over 6 masculine hygienic practices that you need to follow just immediately if you're not already following them. And number one is shaving. I remember back in high school, I used to grow stubble right here, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's just, I'm growing it out. Don't worry about it. Just give it a couple weeks. It'll be full in 2 weeks. And it just kind of looked like pathetic. It just looked absolutely horrible. So I'd shave it and look, whatever. But there's more than just shaving your face. Like, if you can't grow a full beard, don't grow it out and then just shave it all off. Another thing that goes into that is like the unibrow. It's important to pluck it out, but if you don't feel like plucking it out, just grab a razor once every few days and get it in between there, because you don't want to walk around with a unibrow and looking like you got a patchy beard. Shaving is also important for skincare. Because I've read online that it can exfoliate the skin. Exfoliating essentially removes all the dead skin cells and the patchy flakes of skin that have dried up on your face. Think of it like a haircut. You wouldn't walk around looking all shaggy. You want to look clean and tapered up and just good in general. And that leads me into number 2, which is exfoliating. Now, I know I previously described this of how exfoliating is where dead skin cells come off and you just have cleaner, flush skin. Yeah, it makes the skin healthier, but obviously you shouldn't just only be using a razor when you shave to exfoliate the skin. When you shave and your skin gets exfoliated, that's kind of like a little side effect from it. So I definitely recommend going on Amazon and picking up some exfoliate just to rub on your skin. I think it's just like once or twice a day, and make sure that you're getting a exfoliate that matches what you need. And that leads me into number 3, which is moisturizing. So it's like exfoliating, but it's not like getting the dead skin off. It's making sure that your skin isn't dried out. So I'm from up north in America, which it gets very cold and very dry in the winter, as opposed to like the summer, it gets very humid. And since it gets very dry in the winter, like my lips start to crack. I start to get really dry around my lips, really dry on my face. So it's pretty important to ensure that your skin is staying moisturized and healthy so it doesn't start to crack. And not only could dry skin be like itchy, sore, and just like look bad, it could also like induce aging, which is not good. Like, I'm 21 right now, and I'd say that I have pretty good skin. I know that there are kids that look a lot older than me in my current situation, just simply because they don't follow a skincare routine. And like, make sure that you're getting a moisturizer that also has SPF in it. So I believe I have like a CeraVe moisturizer I put on once a day. Not only when I go outside, I'm protected against like the dry weather and like the cracking of my skin, but also like the ultraviolet rays. So this isn't something that you should only be wearing in the winter. This is something that you should also be wearing in the summertime and just generally all year round, especially during the drier weather. But I think it's very important if you want to maintain healthy, clean looking skin, because just going back to the whole purpose of attractiveness, it makes it so people want to do business with you. It makes it so girls want to talk to you more. You don't want to look bad. Plus, also, looking good makes you feel good. Feeling good makes you feel confident. Next up on the list is fingernails. You want to make sure that your fingernails are clean and cut. Make sure that you don't have any soot underneath your fingernails. So you look at right here, clean and cut. And this is especially like more fit towards the guys that think that looking good and feeling good is a feminine practice. Typically those who are just in trades or dirty jobs. So I turn wrenches, I get dirty. That's kind of what I do. And I like to fix things too. So I'm always working around grease and all these different tools in loud, hot environments, working around engines and stuff like that. So it's quite surprising that I got clean fingernails, but you want to make sure that you have a brush to just clean underneath your fingernails. Make sure you get all the soot and grease out, because it's quite unattractive. And also you want to make sure that they're cut too, simply because it looks nice. It also like helps your attractiveness towards like certain social situations. Like you shake the hand of another man, you're gonna notice their fingernails or any deformities that they have. And also, like if you take up a combative sport, which I think that all men should be obligated to, just learn a combative sport. It's important to make sure that your fingernails are well trimmed just for the sake of your training partner, because when you're working in a tight quarters like that and you're practicing those combative sports skills and grappling and all that stuff for that nature, it's important to ensure that you're not scratching up your sparring partner or your grappling partner, just to ensure that infections don't occur or just general discomfort, and that you're keeping up with good hygienic practices. Number 5 has actually gotten more popular throughout the years, and that is teeth whitening. You want to make sure that your teeth are just like looking clean and not stained. And I know it's especially difficult in today's day and age with all these coffee drinks and alcohol staining your teeth. Like I'm drinking coffee right now. Once every few months or so, I'll buy like teeth whitening strips from Walmart, and it's like once a day application where you put it on for a few minutes, and I think it's like 30 minutes at a time. I could be wrong, but what it does is it essentially just like removes the staining from your teeth. Now, it's obvious that you should, of course, brush your teeth twice a day for 2 minutes. That's what I do, and I know like at my school there's some kids that don't do that, but that's besides the fact. If you want to enhance the teeth whitening without teeth whitening strips, you could also get like teeth whitening mouthwash or teeth whitening toothpaste. Like I have some teeth whitening toothpaste. So you could either choose that, but you could also go with like a toothpaste that doesn't have harmful effects, that also contains fluoride. That's a topic for another day, of course, but make sure that your teeth look clean, make sure your teeth look white, and a nice bright smile is probably the first thing that people notice when they walk into a room. And number 6 for the masculine hygienic practice is smelling good. So smell is one of those sensory things that people pick up on immediately. I'm a little congested right now, but even when I walk into a room, I could like immediately notice the smell. Like I've walked into athletes' rooms and I've been like, Jesus Christ, this smells terrible. What are you doing? You gotta fucking clean up. Smell good. And then I've walked in other rooms with complete full congestion and hit a bombardment of like cinnamon and apple and flowers, and even though I'm congested, it like I could still smell a little bit. And I think that's important, especially like if you want to pick up girls and stuff, like you gotta smell good. Girls don't want a guy that smells like shit. I'm just being honest right here. But smell is like one of those truly, utterly like repelling things that will literally cause people to walk away from you and say, go fix that before I come back and talk to you. So like if you want to pick up deodorant that smells good, I definitely recommend one that's aluminum free, paraben free, just like natural. But it also might not hurt to pick up some cologne. So if you go on a date and you have cologne, just spray one on your wrist, another one on your wrist, and one on your neck, and leave it at that. But if you're feeling a little fancy, or like you have a little too much odor, or just you want to smell extra good, go for an extra spray on the other side of the neck right here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, that'll make you just generally more attractive, whether that's in a professional environment and you're trying to sell something for sales, or whether you're just trying to pick up girls in the club or go on a date with a girl that you've already talked with. With that being said, that was 6 hygienic masculine practices that you can follow immediately, and will just generally just uplift your attractiveness, whether that's in a sales environment or whether it's in the female attraction environment. It doesn't necessarily matter, but I think that this is very important and just something that will just help your life in general. I hate the whole stigma that guys tend to think that these things are a feminine thing to do. It's not. Like literally just look good, feel good, be clean, just be a player. Like think of James Bond. James Bond would definitely do all those things. You have some hillbilly idiot that thinks it's feminine to cut your fingernails. Come on now, that's ridiculous. Some honorable mentions for the video include getting a haircut regularly. Like honestly, like I'm a broke student right now, so I cut my own hair. I think I do a decent job and it's what I do. But before every like big event that I go to, I'll just go to a barber and get it cleaned up. Another masculine hygienic practice that I think is important is cleaning the earwax out your ear, and of course just cleaning the nose hair out your nose. So those are some honorable mentions, but they're not as important as the 6 that I previously mentioned. But if you like this video, my name is Stan. I come out with new videos every Monday and Thursday, just in the whole self-improvement or community. But also I want to come out with more fitness videos in the near future. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and check out some of my older videos. And yeah, thank you for watching.